Alright, what we have here, Eureka Hot Shot. Bought this at Goodwill for $6.99. Brought it home, fired it up, and it doesn't work. So did a little research online. I didn't see any videos, so I'm going to do this one for us. So basically there's 3 screws. You've got one there, and then one on the very bottom under here. I just filled it with water, otherwise I'd show you. But it's pretty self-explanatory. Take that apart, pull the top off. This here is your trigger mechanism. As you can see, this one here would kind of come out of these brackets here, so I just snapped it back in. So basically that triggers this little mechanism here. This was completely recessed in and seized. You can't really tell, but there's a bunch of scaling in there, which is what was going on. So, based on the research I did, I'm going to take this off here, just pinch it off. I had to use some handy dandy linemen, or not linemen, but wire strippers. Electrician's friend. Do this without making everybody seasick. Pull that off. And you pull the hose off. Then basically, you're just going to unscrew this. So again, the pliers is just able to crank it off. And there was some debris piled up inside there. I didn't have any vinegar, so I just used, well, some straight vinegar. So I just used some apple cider vinegar, kind of as a stopgap. It's not really critical, I guess. I'm going to get some red wine later and pour it in there. But just kind of work this thing back and forth. What I had to do as well, so I took the pliers and kind of forced it, pulled it out, and then pushed it back in, worked it a few times. And now it's as good as new. Use your finger, use your thumb. It's good to go. So I'm going to fire it up and see if it works. Okay, got it all back together. I can already tell the trigger's working the way it should. Push it down, snaps back up. Before, it just had no play in it. Push it down, it stayed down. There's nothing working on it. Here's the cap. I did notice the O-ring's a little chewed up, but should still hold pressure. If not, it's a pretty simple fix. At any rate, here we go. I'm gonna fire it up. Got water in it already. Let's see how it goes. Plugging it in. Boom. Red light's on. I already know the heating element works. Pretty confident that that was the only problem wrong with it, was the trigger mechanism. Not bad. For $6.99, $7.99, I think it was $6.99 purchase at Goodwill. Don't normally buy that kind of stuff, but I figured I could use it for cleaning either a grout tiles or I don't know, parts cleaning, what have you, around the house, auto maintenance type stuff. So we'll see what happens here. One thing I forgot to mention is this snap ring here. This goes around this part. When I was screwing this back in, this got out of alignment just a little bit, so it wasn't coming together just right. So we had to unscrew these two, gave it a little play, snapped them back in. So just beware when you're putting it all back together. Make sure everything snugs back up the way it should. So I'm going to put this back on, and then we're going to fire it up and see how it goes. So, as suspected, we're back in action here. About 3 minutes of warming up. We're already steaming away here. So that's it. Nothing to it. Again, that's the Enviro Steamer Eureka Hot Shot. Party on, friends.